Unless you are quite literally living under a rock, you may have heard that President Biden signed a bill that gives ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, two options. One, to sell TikTok, or two, to get banned. It's like a corporate version of Deal or No Deal, except instead of Howie Mandel, you have 9 Supreme Court justices making the final call. Let's break down the potential outcomes of a TikTok ban. And I promise that it's way more interesting than reading the terms and conditions of TikTok itself.
One of the other big stories involves TikTok.
TikTok has stopped working in the United States.
Time is up for TikTok. TikTok going dark for millions of users. TikTok is shut down.
Let's break down what TikTok pays creators according to its own data. TikTok has over 1 million content creators on the app. Of those over 1 million creators, there are 100,000 members in the Certified Influencer Program. Of those 100,000 members, 30,000 are considered top earners. Those 30,000 top earners earn roughly $50,000 or more annually. The remaining 70,000 creators earn on average $12,000 annually. That brings us to a total of $2.35 billion that TikTok pays its creators. So clearly, there are some serious dollars that TikTok pays out. In legal terms, we're talking about a class action lawsuit waiting to happen. A class action suit that makes the tobacco settlements look like small claims court. Now, here's where my legal nerd side comes out, because this is legally fascinating. If TikTok gets banned, these creators could argue that it isn't just a First Amendment issue, violating the right to free speech and producing their content, but they could also argue that it's a Fifth Amendment taking clause case. Now, the government would be effectively seizing their digital business assets without just compensation. It's like the government exercising their power of eminent domain on a store, except instead of a brick and mortar, we're dealing with pixels and dance moves. The precedent that a TikTok ban could set into effect would be fascinating legally. If TikTok doesn't get banned, ByteDance may instead have to sell it. But here's where it gets complicated. The app is valued somewhere between $40 to $50 billion. And for reference, that's more than a GDP of Bulgaria. Finding a buyer with that type of cash flow isn't like selling your old iPhone on eBay. The purchaser would need extremely deep pockets. Sorry, influencers, you can't crowdfund this one. They would need US government approval, technical capability to run a global platform, and a really good explanation for the shareholders. We're basically talking the likes of Meta, Microsoft, or maybe Oracle if they're feeling frisky. Now, ByteDance could also attempt to restructure TikTok's data storage and operations to address the security concerns. But that's like trying to convince your parents that you've cleaned your room by shoving everything under the bed. The government's probably not going to buy it. No matter what happens, the fundamental question the court will have to answer is whether national security concerns can justify what amounts to the largest government-mandated platform ban in U.S. history. It's like trying to apply the Constitution to a problem the founding fathers couldn't even have imagined. Though I would love to see Benjamin Franklin's TikTok account. What do you think about a potential TikTok ban? Do you think TikTok will actually get banned? Share your thoughts below. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. I'm Attorney Andrea.